Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expose on May 10, 2017 at 12:19 a.m. And topic is Prophecy Update Headlines. The world's problem is Israel. They're all our problems. They're the problem of everything that's happening on this green earth. Carl Bernstein calls Israel the epicenter of today's geopolitics. Any serious journalist who wants to understand the world needs to understand Israel. When two-state deal goes nowhere, Trump will think of a way out of the box. This is a smart man. Jewish Trump confidant. U.S. President has convinced Abbas to make concessions, but yet Putin and Abbas to meet just tomorrow, May 11. Archbishop of Canterbury says Mideast peace talks may need to include Hamas. U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia posts video editing out Israel from Trump's trip. And I don't think Trump should allow that. If the U.S. Embassy, whoever is in charge there, and if that's the case, then they'll be gone tomorrow. State Department says removing Israel from Saudi visit video was a terrible mistake. Erdogan, Turkey's president, lashes racist Israel, calls for Muslims to flood the Temple Mount. Why is it that Israel's the problem for the entire Middle East and the rest of the world? Why is it that it's the size of New Jersey? Sitting next door, you have Jordan is 20 or 30 times larger. And next to Jordan, you have Saudi Arabia, which is 200 times, maybe 300 times larger. But yet, Israel needs to give up their land to make peace with Hamas and with, of course, the PLO. This is crazy. This is stupid. Archbishop of Canterbury expresses grief and sorrow at plight of Palestinians. So then why don't the Archbishop of Canterbury offer another solution, like any of the 57 countries surrounding Israel that each have 100 to 500 times more land? Any of them give up anything for the Palestinians? No, they want Israel to do it. NBA great Ray Allen is on a mission to educate everyone about the Holocaust. And I think it's about time that someone else speaks up, that people actually know. Guys, ISIS is infiltrating the Rukban refugee camp at Jordan-Syrian border. And you know what's going to happen when they do. They'll start taking over that refugee camp, and they'll start running people out of it, the people that they don't kill. Syria rejects a UN monitoring role in de-escalating zones. Eastern Libya, general troops push into central Benghazi, clearing out the final areas held by Islamists. Now keep in mind, Libya is on the front line with Iran and with Russia and with Turkey and with Yemen. I'm sorry, I keep trying to say within. They're on the front lines with these countries to attack Israel in the Ezekiel 38-39 war. 1 million children refugees, South Sudan civil war. And You just watch, give it time, and they'll blame Israel for that. Iran warns we'll hit militant safe havens inside of Pakistan. Iran test fires torpedo in the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if you've heard that. This torpedo can travel X number of miles at 250 miles an hour, I think 5 miles. Trump plans to discuss Iran threat in upcoming Israeli visit. House to probe whether Obama undermined U.S. national security to finalize the Iran deal, and you know he did. As China, North Korea tries to cool, Russia looks to benefit. Now, let me tell you something about North Korea. First, let me say this. Congressional expert, North Korea prepping EMP catastrophe aimed at the U.S. home front. Well, I don't care if they drop it out of a satellite or try to shoot it out of a rocket. It's not going to make it. Look, what is a EMP going to do? I mean, it's going to black out everything, but it's going to end up creating a world problem. You're going to start seeing EMPs blacking out every country. Well, then nobody fights, which is probably a good thing that nobody fights. But yet we're knocked back 20 years or maybe more. North Korea's mystery islands, man-made keys, could be nuclear launch site. Chinese-North Korean venture shows how much sanctions can miss. In other words, sanctions haven't done a thing to stall or slow down what this pipsqueak in North Korea has on his mind. You know, he does this every time. I say he. North Korea will do this every time they need money. And some idiot country will give them billions, which is what they do. They do not feed their people. They build their armaments. That's what they've always done with it. But let me tell you what else. If that were to even be an attempt for North Korea to launch an EMP against America, the lights will go out of North Korea and the EMP will not reach us. Let me tell you that up front. Tell you something else. Although Damascus is going to be leveled, the day's coming where it will cease to exist. But I need to tell you, it's going to take a nuke to destroy all the nerve and dangerous gases they have. I don't know how many different kinds. Somebody said 7 or 8, and that's not true. Something like 30 or 40 different kinds of mustard gas, sarin gas, everything you can imagine, everything that's been made since the 40s, they have. And guess who gave it to them? Well, countries like China and Russia. Look, North Korea, it's highly possible that they could start a world war if North Korea did launch any type of a nuclear device. Doesn't matter how small it is. They can't get a big one here, but doesn't matter how small it is. That will trigger world events in all major countries that have the ability to fight back. First thing they will do is take out North Korea. But then, when you take out North Korea, this ticks off China and Russia. But yet, North Korea is the instigator of these current problems. But let me tell you one more thing else that people aren't considering. Although they are prophecy updates about the end times and the headlines of the end times, most of what you're hearing about this is coming from fake news, guys. I want you to think about that. It's coming from fake news. It's coming from people who's trying to create problems. I do not believe there will be a nuke strike from North Korea, from Iran, or anyone else. And I'm going to tell you why. Before that can happen, the church will have to leave. And one more thing. In my opinion only, okay? Just please take it at that. And it's not even an assumption, it's just an opinion. And everybody has rear ends, and everybody's got opinions. So this is my rear end opinion. I believe with all of my might that these things will escalate the day after the church has been removed. I still believe that this date, September 23rd, has a tremendous meaning, and this is what Jesus told us to watch for. The first trumpet is looking for the Feast of Tabernacles. It's looking for the first full moon. Keep in mind, this first full moon, just the sliver of it has to be seen. It's a new moon. It never falls on the same day or the same hour as it did the previous year and years and the previous years before that and the previous before that. Every 7 years, when they look for this particular one, it has never fallen on the same date or the hour. This is what we're told to watch for. When it's going to happen. Be watchful. But you'll not know the day nor the hour, but you will know the time, you'll know the season, and probably will know within the week. Jody Wolf Exposed.